Tricia Perry for Vision of the Valley. This time of year, choosing the right Christmas tree is not always the most peaceful activity, but at Pioneer Trails Tree Farm in Poland, they make it easy, from cutting down your own tree to getting it to your vehicle. And then how'd this turn into a tree farm? When did that happen?
Well, Mary Jan's family had been in the tree farm business for 50 years by then.
Since my dad started planting trees in the 1950s.
So in Cleveland, I met her, and one of the prerequisites of marrying her was to plant trees. So,
Okay.
So
I don't think I put it that way.
So in '83, we planted our first trees here, and then we got married in the summer. So the trees were in the ground before we got married.
Interesting. So you set out to find a guy that had land for a tree farm, right?
Well, I was always one of my dad's biggest helpers, because my dad only had 2 daughters, and I was the eldest daughter. Everyone thought I would take over his farm in Ashtabula County. But it ended up when we met, and actually a mutual friend introduced us and knew we both had farming backgrounds. Then it just worked out that with the acreage down here that we would start planting Christmas trees in Poland, Ohio.
So it started as a little tree farm, and
Right.
Christmas trees, probably a smaller operation than this, I think?
In the 1990, we started selling trees, and we had 10 parking spaces, and we probably sold 100 trees then. 2 strings of lights and a helper, and it grew from there.
And now you have every part of it that you can imagine, from the beginning to the end.
Yes.
It works out well, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
What do people say about it? Do they like it that you have everything for them here, so to make it easy?
Oh yeah, this is very convenient for anybody who wants a tree. We got the stands, and we wrap the tree up for them and pick it in the house right away. And we've got all these trees to pick from. I mean, we've got 40,000 trees here that they can pick from.
And how many acres?
It's a 50-acre farm, and 40 of them are in trees.
And how many parking spaces now?
We have 125.
All right. Yeah, good. It's a pretty good operation, especially on the weekend with the police officer outside guiding the traffic.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's...
We fill all that up on a weekend.
Yeah. So what's been the best thing about having a Christmas tree farm? Because you only do this like for a couple months a year that you see everybody's smiles.
That's the payoff for all this work.
I always enjoy it when they come back and they say, there was so many nice trees to choose from, we couldn't decide which one to pick. Mm-hmm. That's really the ultimate compliment.
Do you sometimes have to help them out with that?
Well, we have plenty of people on our staff, and I get a lot of support from my church, Memorial Baptist Church in Poland, Ohio. Mm-hmm. A lot of the youth help out. We start them out when they can help in the parking lot with the carts, and then some of them stick around and work with us for several years. But we really try to create a nice family experience, and how it's evolved over the years is adding more service. And like the sleds we have, we purchased those about 10 years ago so that people could take a sled and a saw out in the field, and then the baling equipment and the shakers.
The shakers are the best part. Get that stuff out of there. I love the shakers.
And then, you really have to be geared up to handle the big influx of people that you have for 3 weekends.
And then the weather, because sometimes it's really so cold. Like right now we're okay standing outside, but those weekends when it's sub-zero, you even have a place people can go to be warm inside.
Yes.
And hot chocolate and all of that stuff.
Yes.
So-
Yeah, we built our building about 12 years ago, and it's still a work in progress, but we have a concession area, and we actually use that as a fundraiser for Operation Evergreen, which takes and sends trees to our troops overseas. So for the past 5 years or so, we've donated at least 10 trees a year.
Wow.
And part of the concession stand proceeds goes towards the shipping of those trees. So it costs about $160 per tree to send it over to the military. And it's not only a local program where I get the local schools involved with making ornaments, but it's statewide in that Christmas tree growers from all over Ohio participate, donate trees, and they also get a lot of local support as far as the helping with the ornaments and the tree stands.
Why did you do that? I mean, you have enough to do, making everyone's house look nice at Christmas time, but why did you add this other operation?
Well, we feel that we enjoy growing the trees and sharing them with families, but we also want to share them with our military family, the people that serve our country. Over the holidays, it's got to be a really tough time for them when they're away from their families. And when they get a tree from Ohio and they're able to put it up in, wherever they are overseas, mostly it's been going into the Kuwait, Afghanistan area. And they can use those decorations, and sometimes they're personalized with kids' pictures and letters that the children have written about how they appreciate the military and their service. It just warms our hearts that we can take those trees and share them with our military families. For 3 weekends, we have a family comes from Hermitage, Ohio, Don and Stacy Cannon, and they bring their Clydesdale horses. So from the day after Thanksgiving, the Friday after Thanksgiving, through the first 2 weekends in December, we have horse-drawn wagon rides available to take the people out in the field to choose their tree. And that usually runs from like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. the days they're here.
And they can just jump on. There's no extra fee for that, right?
Oh, it's all included.
Yeah.
There's no extra fee from the wagon rides. And kind of what we found over the years as the experience has grown, the families, bring the grandkids, the grandparents, and we need a lot more wagon space to accommodate everybody for the amount of trees that are coming out of the field.
It's fun to ride the wagon, but it is all about sometimes just not wanting to walk all the way out there. That's why I got on it. I didn't want to walk all the way out there.
Well, we have signs to identify the different types of trees we have. And a lot of people comment, well, we like it because you have all the blue spruce in one area or all the Canaan fir in one area. And then last year we put together a map and we try to show the people the whole outlay of the farm. So if they want a taller tree, 10 to 12 foot, they kind of know what direction to go, and they can find their tree more efficiently.
Yeah, because even though you want to hang out here and have fun, you don't want to be here all day lost in the field, right? Why'd you come all the way out here to get your tree?
Well, this was, she had a friend that worked with her and said this was a nice place to go.
And how is it as an experience? Like what you did the whole cutting down thing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
it's fun.
So from the time you get here, describe what you do from the time you get here until you leave.
Well, they got us going in the right direction. They gave us a cart. They gave us a saw, a little mat to knee on while we saw it down. And she picked it out. I cut it down.
Was it that hard to cut down?
No.
Because I think that's what people are worried about, is that they get here and they go, I don't want to cut it down myself.
It was a little 5-inch stump. It wasn't bad.
So now what do you do with it?
Well, hopefully we'll get it the stand put on it, get it wrapped and ready to go home.
And you have to put a hole in the bottom so that the stand
Sure,
works.
They gotta drill it so it stays straight.
It's like the no-fail Christmas tree stand.
All right, this is one of the first years we cut it down ourselves.
Really. And now there are other places to go. Why did you not go somewhere else?
You know, this had a better selection, a
So
big
there were
variety.
40 acres.
Did you know you wanted this kind?
You know, there's a little display over there. It gave 5 different trees, and she this is one that she liked the best. You know, color and height.
And so that's what you went for.
Absolutely,
They
yes.
make it very easy so you don't get confused by all the
They have
different...
a nice little display because I wouldn't know which tree is what, and with their marking, you know, they have everything labeled and marked, and kind of got us going in the right direction.
Okay, so here we have like a whole display of every kind of tree you have here, right?
That's right.
So
We do this every year so that people know what kind of trees are available out in the field.
and this is, of course, a bigger tree. This is huge.
Yeah, these are the Austrian pine. We have them up to about 10 foot tall. And then the Scotch pine, this is, a lot of people gravitate towards what they had when they were a
kids.
child.
And I had this when I was
Yeah.
a kid. My dad liked these.
So they're real popular. And then we have white spruce, that's a shorter needle,
Right.
and Norway spruce. We have these up to like 12, 14 foot tall also. People really like these as large trees.
Trees, yeah.
And blue spruce, stiffer branches, but kind of a little pinchy.
Yeah.
But people that have heavier ornaments really gravitate towards this tree
Yeah.
because it's gonna hold those heavier ornaments. The Canaan fir, we have those up to 12 foot tall, and they really grow well for us in Ohio, and it's a real popular tree for us. It has the fragrance, it has softer type needles, and it grows really well for us in Mahoning County here.
And then last but not least,
The Fraser fir, we have those up to about 8 foot. We have to plant them on our higher ground that's towards the back of the property because they require good drainage, and it's a little tougher to grow them. We're one of the few farms in Ohio that actually has Fraser fir where you can cut your own.
so this is probably a more expensive tree, right?
Well, for the cut your own, we're flat rate. Everything's the same price. We make it easy on everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It can be 5 foot, it can be 14 foot tall. When it comes out of the field, they're all the same price.
Okay. Do you trim the trees to make them this nice pointy shape?
We do trim the trees. We start trimming when the trees are just a couple years old, and we start building that framework. And that's usually my expertise that I'm trained.
That's what you're good at.
Yeah. Well, I trimmed when I was on my parents' farm,
Okay.
and I learned when I was 14, 15 years old. And it really takes a knack. We have some college students help us out, but you kind of have to visualize. It's like each tree is a piece of art, and you have to try to shape it into a triangle to make it look like a Christmas tree, but yet make it look unique.
You know, I always see them in movies, but they didn't look like triangles. They looked round. And even my dad's trees, when he was little, the pictures looked like round trees. And I was wondering, why did they look like that then? And now they have this nice shape. So it's because you guys know what you're doing, right?
Probably due to the pruning
Yeah.
and the shaping, and then you gravitate towards what people's preferences are.
Right. So then once you know what tree you want, you can look at this great little map that tells you where to go. right?
Yeah, my son put that together.
Here we are here.
That's right, at the big red barn area.
And we can walk and find the tree we want based on this nice little map guide here.
We have 8 varieties to choose from. And the black road here is the wagon ride, takes you out to what we call the Little Red Shed, which is about the halfway point. And then as you get towards the north part of the farm there, that's where our better drainage is in the higher elevation. So the firs tend to be up there towards the back. And then we have pines and spruce here towards the front. So all different sizes, like I said, 5 to 10, 12, 14 foot tall.
Very nicely laid out here. And then we come around here, and this is where the wagon rides are. Once they get their tree and they can maybe drag it back this far by themselves, if they don't have a truck or something, they need to get it home. And you can help them out with that, right?
That's right. We have plenty of people on board. Our staff usually picks the tree up from the back of the wagon and make sure there's a family that's accountable for that tree. And then they take it into our tree barn, and it goes through the shaking, the baling, and the drilling process. So the shaking machine, they set the trunk on, and it rocks the tree back and forth, and all the needles from the previous years kind of filter out. After the shaking, then it goes to the baler, and we wrap the tree up real tight. It's like an umbrella. And then if the people have purchased one of our stands, the stand straight system, there's a pin in the bottom of the stand, and we have a drilling machine that we set the tree on the driller, and then it drills about a 6-inch hole into the trunk of the tree. And it makes it really convenient, because then when you get home, you're just dropping that tree right into the pin portion of the stand, and that's it. There's no screws that you have to adjust. It doesn't matter how crooked the tree is, because the hole is in the center of the tree, and it just makes life wonderful for most families.
And that's what it's all about, making life wonderful.
Right.
Around Christmas time, around a situation that isn't always so easy and wonderful.
But we try to accommodate it with the baling and the shaking, and then if they need help out to their car, we also have twine we supply if they need to tie it on top of their vehicle. So we try to make the experience as enjoyable as possible.
So everybody who leaves here leaves with one of these, right?
That's right. It's a wooden dollar, and it's every year it's unique. We usually try to honor an historical event, and then if they keep track of it for a whole year and bring it back the next year, they get $1 off their tree.
Yeah, that's a nice deal.
Yeah.
But a lot of people probably don't want to give them back, right? They want to keep them. I somehow have 5 or 6, and I think I use them all the time, so I don't know how that happened, but I have some in my drawer at home.
Well, a lot of people also will make it into an ornament, and then it signifies that year as far as coming out and choosing a Christmas tree.
And a memory.
That's right. We're all about memories here.
Very nice. From a small operation to a big one in just 25 years. And that means they have a website, pioneertrailstreefarm.com. So make sure you check the hours before you come out and make that memory. For Vision of the Valley, I'm Tricia Perry.